She's still laughing.
That's so funny. Welcome to Five Lemons Left. We're the real stuff, the lemons making lemonade. So pucker up because we're going to be discussing our life's lessons and the nitty-gritty details of our spiritual journeys.
Hey y'all, I'm Amanda.
And I'm Drusilla.
I'm Melissa.
Hello, this is Morgan.
And I'm Penny. Welcome to our podcast today. Oh my gosh.
Oh, people, you are in store for a treat today. We came prepared. We knew what we were going to talk about. We showed up and we're like, nope.
Nope.
We're just going to have it. We're going to have a check-in and see what comes up. So, Melissa, I'm going to kick it to you first.
Great. Oh, well, I've just been working a lot with abundance this week, and I am with a business coach that is a mentor to me and in a new business program. And she's just really exposing for me, helping me to realize and exposing where my ceilings are with abundance and where I choose to think that something is not for me because I don't deserve it. And so it's just been really eye-opening. I've been processing it a lot. She has gotten a lot of her work from that Badass series. And the book that she has is like that we were working out of is the Badass to Making Money or something like that. It was really profound and really amazing. And I was on a group with 50 people and we were talking about statements of how we grew up and our thoughts about money, the deep thoughts. And there was a man who went before me and he just felt like he had to work really hard and had to deserve to get money. And it dawned on me, I was like, I really realize that I have that same mentality. And I also realize it just like light bulb, I don't have to be deserving. Money's everywhere. I don't have to deserve it. It just is. It doesn't have to control me. It's not something it's not an idol like Drusilla is working with. And it's just out there. It's just happening. And I don't have to perform, be deserving to have it in my life. So I'm just continually working with that. And it's been really, really great. And I'm all my like New Year's reboot stuff that I did, all like not goal setting, but working with what happened last year, things that were good and things I'd like to change. It all wraps in the same subject. And it's I'm really, really ready to heal it at the root cause and let it go into the universe and be the universe's problem, not my problem. So so that's where I am. That's what I'm working with.
I love that, Melissa.
Thanks.
Yeah. I like to think about money as source energy as well, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with deserving. What a beautiful thing to land on. Yeah.
And I'll also, like, it's a weird thing, but everyone deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to be deserving. And I hope that makes sense.
We might need to clear that one up a little.
Yeah, you might need to expand on that a little bit, Melissa.
It's for everyone. And it's for like, you don't have to be special or prove anything to have it. And everyone is special and can have it. I hope that makes sense. I also think there's some there's a Course in Miracles thing with your ego too that have said for a few years, like, I'm not special, everyone's special. It's just this ego thing where you're like, for me in my brain, it helps me see the oneness and helps me retrain my ego that I'm not, that I don't have to work to be special and deserving. I hope that it's hard to explain, but it touches my heart. I get it in my own head and I get it in my heart.
And that's where you know you've got it, because
Yeah.
when you can't really explain it, you got it. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I was listening to a little Abraham Hicks short little video earlier this week, and some of the affirmations that she was reading out, I wrote down, and your share made me think of them. So I just flipped back and found them. So one of them is, my financial success does not require hard work. And yeah, so breaking the idea of earning and separating that away from my abundance. Like, my abundance has nothing to do with how hard I work or how much I work. So really separating those two as not having to be related has been where my work has been. And then another one of the affirmations was, there is no shortage of money or time, and I make a living happily ever after. Like, I'm writing this down.
That's great.
Well, I want to go back to the first affirmation that you said, Morgan, because I grew up in a household where we had to work hard. If we were caught sitting in the chair, we were lazy and we needed to get out. I also grew up on a farm. There's a lot of work to do on a farm, but there is. And as a teenager, I really didn't want to do it, but I did it because there would have been consequences if I didn't. Anyway, but I grew up with that. You work hard, man, and you go to bed and you're exhausted because it's been such a, you've gotten all the work done that needed to be done. And it's been, it's been something that I've worked, just identifying the false beliefs that I have around that and blowing them up one by one. And some of them still linger. But yeah, I really loved that first one. And when you were talking to Melissa, in the Course in Miracles, I'm not sure where it's at, but we need do nothing to prove ourselves. I think it's probably one of the lessons. And I have, most of my life, I've been a doer trying to prove myself. And I just want to be now. And it's really hard. I make myself very busy and I do a lot of stuff. And most people say, God, Penny, how do you get that all done? Yeah, it's not always good. I do it to the detriment of my own health and well-being a lot of times. Yeah. So who else would like to chime in here?
Penny, I heard you say, and you stopped yourself, which was amazing. You were like, I grew up working hard all my life. And then you almost said, I've worked really hard to stop working hard. And you stopped yourself. You're like, nope, I'm not claiming that vibration anymore.
Yeah, man, that is the truth.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out. I didn't even realize it.
I liked when you said that about being instead of doing. And one of my one-on-ones with Jennifer, I said to her that this was the first time that I'd been in an environment and learning about how to be instead of how to do something. I thought about through getting a master's degree, all the training classes that I've ever had, everything that I've ever been taught has been about how to do something specifically. And she just loved that. She never heard it before. Of course, she talks about being, but I was just, so impressed with the thought of, well, this really teaches me how to be, how to just be. And that's what I love about her ministry, and to what you said, Melissa, and I think you actually posted something once about money and that it doesn't belong to us anyways. Right? I think, yeah, so that's how I began to look at money. Like it flows through us. It comes from source and it just goes back to source, and you don't grab onto it. And that's how it continues to flow. As soon as you close your hands, that's when you struggle with that. That's when you struggle for more and you go out searching, and it,
Right.
it just bottlenecks. And as long as you keep your hands open to allow it to flow in and allow it to flow out just as easily as it flows in without the attachment, is where the connection between abundance and money become the same.
Mm-hmm.
First
It
moved into
isn't.
our property that we've lived in for 26 years. We did a lot of changes, and one of the neighbors said, "Wow, you're really spurring on the economy." And I said, "Ah, isn't that great? I'm definitely letting it flow out." So I like to think about that. Like I'm helping somebody else have a great life when I spend my money.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Beautiful.
Sorry, Amanda, I heard you were going to say something. I talked over you.
That's totally fine because it's gone, so it must not have
Oh.
been important. Oh, money is such a good topic. Does
It
anyone?
is.
Good thing
Yeah,
we're laughing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
just think it's such a great um example of how we feel about our worthiness.
Mhm.
And I mean, even though you were saying, Penny, you'd be lazy if you didn't work, and and you had that kind of the peer pressure, like you couldn't do it because your brothers would stare you down and your mom and dad would be like, what's wrong with you?
Or worse.
Or worse. But that would be, it's back to worthiness. And like, what if you did sit around and not go out and work? You would feel really unworthy. It's just so woven into our society of money being an object of your worth. And honestly, I'm 53 years old, almost 53, and it just dawned on me this week. Oh, money, what I have in the bank or what I make is not a reflection of me. I'm 53 years old. Does everyone else get this? And I am the only person who didn't get it?
Well, what did you get, Melissa? Let me make sure I understand that. It's not a reflection of you. So how is it
Oh.
not? But maybe you need to help me here.
I just really, money does not define what I'm worth, and it does not define what I have or what I don't, does not mean I'm worthy or not. And it's not a reflection of how I've worked hard. I mean, it is, but then, like if you're making it your worth, like I always did, like, if you have money, you're more worthy. It sucks to say, but it's kind of in our society. I was definitely raised that way. And I really took it on as an identity.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, I
word.
can relate.
Yeah. An identity and an idol.
An idol. And it's nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm spiritual now and I don't need money. It's not like that. It's just like, oh my gosh, I finally am getting it. This is really does not reflect my worthiness.
Oh yeah.
And I do think, even to answer your question, do I get it? Cerebrally get it? But to live my life different than that, that's a whole nother thing. And that is a part of my letting go of things that I idolize. And I don't profess to be a very materialistic person, but I do see the connection between persona, the Drusilla that I created versus the Drusilla I know to be as a spiritual being. And the connection is tightly woven and it's intricate. And it's like, how do you let go of all of that for 50 something years that you created? Because it's not like I didn't work hard to create that, right? Or to, I mean, we do. We go to school, we do all these things to create this persona. And it is tightly woven, and it is really difficult to like just say those things really don't matter. It's really hard. It's one thing to know it and understand it, but to really live that every day, day in and day out, it's really, really challenging.
It is, yeah, it is until it isn't. My story of just deciding that to change our stars, and it did take a long time, so it wasn't like an overnight thing. So my husband and I we worked all the time, like 60-hour a week was just normal living, and we both made really good money, and we had cars and boats and motorcycles and la 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 la. I had a dry cleaning bill. I had someone clean my car for me, my nice car. It was wonderful. I had lots of shoes and dresses and so on and so forth. And we worked all the time and I enjoyed it. And then one day we were like, no, we're not doing that. Just no. And it took about 4 years to unwind and to sell everything that we had and move to the middle of nowhere. And I feel so much more abundant and prosperous right now. We make a fraction of the money that we used to, and we have more money than we used to. It's like crazy town, but I don't have a dry cleaning bill, right? I don't have those things. So it's really interesting to shift that thinking.
And I know your story, and it's not like you're not making money. It's not like you're creating your own counseling business and you're going to trade that service for money and you're going to make money with that. It's not like you just all of a sudden are like sitting on your little ashram going, we don't need money anymore. You're still seeing that you use it in the world, but it's not your idol, your focus, your everything.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Melissa, because I like money. I like to have it. I like to have a lot of it. I like to, I spread it in different banks, right? So I have it in that bank and that bank. I got cash. Y'all don't know where I live, but I got cash in the house. I like it.
And guns. And guns.
And guns. I have cash.
Don't come for my cash.
Yeah. And dogs that will not let you in the house. I do. That's part. I was gonna say that's who I am, but that's not who I am. But I like those things. I have those things. Yeah. And it takes a while to get there. It's a big transition. Yeah.
I remember when we bought our house.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I know Morgan did something similar too.
Yeah. Let's hear about Morgan's story.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of money stuff coming up since I quit my job of my career of 17 years and cashed in my 401k and moved to Costa Rica. Yeah, so lots of fears and false beliefs have been coming up, and I've been pretty disciplined about noticing when they come up and handing them over, choosing again. But yeah, I have a lot of beliefs around like, you're supposed to be responsible and save for retirement and plan for your future. And going in this direction of following my guidance, following my heart, following, the divine vision for my life doesn't jive with the way that the rest of the world operates, and the way that, even your loved ones and friends would advise you. Or so it's definitely some fears like come up if, like, what am I doing? What am I gonna do? I don't know the big picture. I don't know how the next 6 months, 6 years, 60 years are gonna unfold. And I'm okay with that. It's a whole different day by day, step by step, letting it be revealed. And I come from a long line of worriers and planners. And so it is a constant handing over the worries when they appear in my awareness. And I'm not attaching to them or claiming those fears and worries as mine. I really aspire to be like Paramahansa Yogananda when he was a little boy and he took his train trip with his buddy without a single rupee, and they had a beautiful journey. They feasted in a palace with royalty, and they were just pampered, and everything just unfolded beautifully. And it was just like he just had no single doubt in his mind that all would be well and everything would be provided. So that's my aspiration, is to live in that way. And I feel like a baby horse who's still learning to use her legs.
That's a good visual.
Oh, it's back to horses again, Amanda. You must have planted something in my mind.
I did. Yeah. So any final thoughts before we close?
Well, I have a great change me prayer from Tosha Silver's book, It's Not Your Money, How to Live Fully from Divine Abundance. If it would be okay, I'd like to read it.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. Divine Beloved, allow me to give with complete ease and abundance, knowing that you are the unlimited source of all. Let me be an easy, open conduit for your prosperity. Let me trust that all my own needs are always met in amazing ways, and that it's safe to give freely as my heart guides. And equally, let me feel wildly open to receiving. May I know my own value, beauty, and worthiness without question. Let me allow others the supreme pleasure of giving to me. May I feel worthy to receive in every possible way. Change me into one who can fully love, forgive, and accept myself, so I may carry your light without restriction. Let everything that needs to go, go. Let everything that needs to come, come. I am utterly your own. You are me. I am you. We are one. All is well.
That's a good one.
That's such a great prayer.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Morgan, any announcements?
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. I'll be making some posts there soon. Check out our website, www. Is it still www? That's not really a thing anymore, is it? 5lemonslaughing.com. Spell out the word 5, and send us an email, info@5lemonslaughing.com. Let us know what to talk about. We'd love to hear your suggestions. So that's it. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Well, that's a wrap.